Hi everyone, it's Sue Plumb here to share a scrapbooking process video with you. Now today's layout that I am sharing with you is the third project that I have made from my Kitaholic Kits February kit. And for today's project, I'm actually working with one of the February release cut files, which as you can see is that cute little set of glasses there. Now I think these were actually intended as sunglasses, but I decided to use them as a pair of reading glasses. And you can see that I actually cut them with some black cardstock, and I backed the little area where the lenses are with a scrap that I had left over from my January kit, which is that sort of blue watercolor colored paper there, and put them aside. I'm going to use those to document some photos of my son that I took a few months ago when we went to get his newest set of glasses. This is something that he really enjoys. He loves going and choose his new glasses, so it's good that I can keep him excited about wearing them. So for today's layout, I decided to use a couple of the Vicky Bouton Storyteller papers that are in the February kit. You can see that I'm using that black and white text print paper as my background, and then I am using that print there that's sort of got the chevron type print on it, which is that sort of peachy colour. And I've cut a rectangular piece of that, and I've just distressed all the edges using my distress tool and put some little tears in it, and I actually popped a couple of little staples in it to hold down that rip. And then I've fixed that onto the background sheet, and now I'm just going in with some white acrylic paint from my stash and my big favourite number 4 brush, or one of my number 4 brushes. And I'm just using the dry brush method just to brush a little bit of white paint over the background just to help define the focal area. I went over it a few times. I didn't really want a lot of paint on this because I didn't want to take away too much from the paper that I was using. I really love the print that's on it. I just wanted to help lift my foreground materials, which I'm going to be putting on, up off the background and just provide a little bit of extra separation and another layer of detail. So brushing on the paint using that dry brush method, where you get as much paint off the bristles basically as you can before you brush it across your page, it ensures that there's not really any drying time. It's pretty much dry instantly because it is a dry brush method. So my plan with this page was to use those cut file glasses as a large feature on my page, so you can see the size that I have cut them. And what I am doing there is I didn't actually stick the background paper that I backed the file with all the way around, because I wanted to tuck the edges of those two smaller photos in so that the photos were actually sitting within the glasses frame. And then that larger photo of my son, you can see I'm popping above the glasses in the middle there at the top. And whilst this does appear quite symmetrical, you know me, I don't really do symmetrical. I don't like anything that's too symmetrical. It just doesn't, it's not my style. So it does appear symmetrical to start, but I can assure you that there'll be plenty of things going on here that will make it asymmetrical in the end. Now, I went through my stash. I pulled out one of my favourite things, which is one of those paper doilies. I've just got a grey one there because I thought that tone would work well with all the other colours that I'm going with on this page. There isn't really a great range of colours on this page. I was going with a simple black, white, gold, and that peachy colour there as well. So mainly neutrals. Now I'm using my T-square to get my cut file straight on the page, and with that cut file, after I backed them, I also popped a little bit of cardboard behind them just to help pop them up from the page. So I'm just using my T-square to make sure that they are actually sitting straight on the page and that they are also sitting central on the page, because I did actually want this to start in the center of my page and then I was going to build out from there. Now, I haven't actually stuck any photos down at this point. I am actually just fiddling around trying to work out what the arrangement of this page is going to be before I stick anything down. You can see, as I said, that I have tucked the edges of those photos into the glasses frame, And speaking of frames, one of the other items that I am working with were those cute puffy frames from Maggie Holmes' Sweet Story. So I've got 2 of the gold ones that I'm actually using to layer behind my main photo. And then I was going through the Jen Hadfield ephemera pack that's there and pulling out some of the gold foiled items so that they would tie in with the gold from this frame, because I didn't want the gold frame sticking out too much. I wanted there to be other elements on the page that were going to tie in with the colours. So I found those cute. I was originally going to use that row of houses, but then I found those really cute ones there that have got the little hearts punched out of them. So I just decided to pop one of those on either side. I've also got that little circular piece there that also had gold foil detailing on it, which I've popped over on the right hand side. Sort of like it's like a mini doily. So that's just to offset that larger doily that I've got going on. Then I went in, I was happy with the placement of those frames. So I went in with my Scotch tacky glue and just stuck the frames down onto the page. You will note that these frames actually have an acetate window in them. And that's, you're going to see through the acetate. So make sure when you're using your adhesive that you're sticking it in just behind the gold parts on that page. You can see in the left corner of that frame on the left that some of the glue leaked sort of under the corner. But I'm happy to report that once it was dry, you couldn't see it at all. The other element I am adding to this page to give it some texture was some loose black cotton thread. I just got a couple of little nests of black cotton thread and I just sort of stuck them over the top of the frames there. And then I'm going to stick my photo over the top with my Helmer 450 glue just to hold the cotton down underneath and have it coming out sort of on either side of the photo. Now, I've got gold elements in the frames. I've got the gold elements in those 2 little houses and that other circular piece, all from the die cut pack. And I will actually add an extra gold element towards the end just to help tie that colour scheme together even more. At this point, I was using the Heidi Swap old school sticker book, and I really loved the retro look of that font of that sticker, that cool sticker, and I knew I wanted it on the page. Initially, I was drawn to put it in the centre there, exactly where it ended up being, and then that looked a little bit too neat for me, so I did, audition it in a couple of places, but I'm happy to report that it did end up in the centre, and that was going to form part of my title. Going back into the sticker book, I was actually picking through and I was looking for some darker elements, and I found those little chevron stickers, the black ones. So I did pop a couple of those down. Later on, you'll see that I do actually add an extra one, because just having the 2, like one either side like that, was a little bit too symmetrical for me. So I did add a 3rd one just to give me that odd number. Now, with these stickers in the sticker book, that one that you can see that I've added there, that Right On sticker, I really wanted to use that because the colour of the text was absolutely perfect to go with the background, and it was perfect to go with that photo of him with the thumbs up. But it's a clear sticker, and I knew the words were going to get lost, so all I did was stick it onto a scrap of white cardboard, stuck it down, and then I fussy cut it out just to give it to that white background so it would pop out from the page. What else am I doing here? Oh, back into the sticker book there, I did the same thing again. I found a little phrase sticker, and I really liked the phrase that was on it. It says, "See the good," which I thought was really good on a page about glasses. But again, this was a clear sticker, and I knew that it was going to get lost if I didn't back it with something. So I stuck it onto white cardstock, fussy cut it, and then popped it along the bottom edge of my photo. Now you can see I've come back again looking for another gold element, and I actually chose one of those gold foil butterflies from the ephemera pack, and I'm just tucking it in under the top left corner of my photo there. You can also see those little mini glasses. What I did when I cut that large cut file is I also cut a couple of pairs of mini ones, because you never know when you'll need those as a cool embellishment on a boy page, and especially knowing that my son is a glasses wearer. So I did decide to stick one of the little mini pairs on there as an embellishment. That also helped get some more black onto the page. And then I am using those gorgeous iridescent sort of white thickers there, just to form the second word of my title, which was Specs, which ultimately gave me my Cool Specs title. Now, to finish off tying together the gold on this page, I used some of those Jen Hadfield puffy gold hearts, which are so adorable. I could do with 1,000 of those. So I scattered a few of those about my page, sort of in 3 areas of the page to keep the balance. And then I went in with some black ink just to add some splatters, and again tie in those darker elements of the page and tie the colour scheme together, and also sort of messy it up a bit. And then to finish off my page, I actually added a little bit of stamping using one of my roller stamps from my stash, and the phrase that I used was "It's a new day," because we were getting new glasses. I also just added some quick handwritten journaling up in the right corner, and that was pretty much my page tied all together. So lots of layers, but fairly simple, this one. There wasn't any great mixed media on this one. It was just the acrylic paint on the background, some splattering and a bit of stamping. So keeping it simple, because I really wanted to allow the photos and the papers that I was using to shine on this page. I really enjoyed putting it together, and I love how it came out. He loves it too, which is always a good thing. Thanks so much for stopping by today. If you have any questions, pop them down in the comments below, and I'll see you soon. Bye.